G'day and welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the land where this conversation takes place, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Today I'm chatting to Paula Delapenna. What started as a blog and a way to connect to her family, friends and home country Argentina has become a thriving business for Paula. Paula makes the famous Argentinian sweet treat, alfajore, and sells them online through her site in Casa cooking space and in markets around Melbourne. She also makes beautiful rustic cakes based on recipes from her baker grandmother. I sat down with Paula on a very hot day in Brunswick, Melbourne, and learned about a lot more than just alfajore. Paula explained the geography of Argentina to me, as well as the importance of dulce de leche in the culture and lives of Argentinians. She also gave me a box of the Alfies to try. I'm a big fan of caramel, and the dulce de leche is next level delicious. Ideally, you too should grab a box to sample while you listen. But if you don't have any now, you'll definitely be hopping on her website after and ordering them. Enjoy. Hi Paula, lovely to meet you.
Thank you, lovely to meet you as well.
On a hot day, another hot Melbourne day.
I know, that's why we are enjoying some ice drinks.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're from Argentina?
Yes.
And when did you come to Melbourne?
I've been here 8 years actually. I think this week is my anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been here just a little bit longer because I came in 2011, so I think it's going to be 11 years this year.
It was 2014 when I landed.
Yeah, right.
January 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning, because I know your family is quite a foodie family.
Yes.
You've got some bakers and some chefs, have you, in your family?
Yeah, baker. My grandma was a baker. She was mainly focused on birthday cakes, and then she was also baking and cooking, for family. We have an Italian background, very strong Italian background, as my last name says. So also food and cooking itself is very big in my family. My dad cooks a lot, and that's sort of what really bonds us nowadays. So we share recipes, and he's just like, oh, I found this video or this trip. So it's very important.
Yeah, it's amazing. Because I think for, in many cultures, food brings people together, and it does here as well, but I feel like in slightly a different way. As a white, Anglo woman, I sometimes feel like, Mediterranean or, Spanish families or South American, everything is very, everything's around food.
It's like if you're sad, you cook, and if you're happy, you cook, and lunches last like 4 hours, and dinners, you have like pre-dinner, and dinners are very late, so you stayed up late. Food is like a really big component, I think, because my background and Argentinian background, the immigrants that came, the majority were from Spain and Italy, which is two cultures that food is very strong component.
Absolutely.
So I sort of learned that, or became very aware of that when I moved to Australia.
Okay.
Because I started meeting Spanish people and Italians, and then I actually started seeing my own culture from afar.
I think that's really interesting, and that's what Esker, who I was saying I spoke to, he's from Borneo, and he came out here when he was 15 to Australia, but he said he didn't really, when you're 15, you just take things for granted in your town, in your country, but he learned more about his country from being away, and I think that's sometimes because you've got that comparison of a new culture maybe as well.
Exactly.
And then, as you say, meeting other people.
And I did a bit of teaching here, so also having to explain or teach different, even cultures within South America, for instance. Argentinian is not the same as Chile or Uruguay, so that was very interesting, and also from the food point of view, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Argentina is a big country, so
it is big.
So
it is. When I was teaching, I had to learn this. It's 3 times smaller than Australia, let's say.
Okay.
That does make sense. So in Australia, 3 Argentinians.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But you've got coastline and
coastline, and then we have on west. It's the Andes, so we share the Andes with Chile, and that's like the longest. Yeah.
Because geography really affects food as well, doesn't it?
As well, yes.
So you'd have do you have lots of seafood? And is that
we
part
have
of it,
seafood. Yeah, we have seafood along the coastline that is full of like beach towns and different ports. That actually do exports, but that's where usually mainly is the seafood, and that's like a tradition. You go to one of these beach towns like here, and you have to eat the seafood because it's super fresh.
Yeah.
But then also we have different influences. For instance, in Patagonia, in the south, there are large communities of Welsh communities.
Oh, really?
Yes. So and because the climate is much like colder, you have all these, and also German cuisine, let's say. So you have all these different mixes of dishes and last names and and even that like the architecture is also influenced. So it's very interesting. And then you go to the north, which is where the probably warmer climates you will get. It's more, it's different. So you have the influence of Peru and Bolivia.
And which part are you from?
I am from the middle. I'm from the middle. It's called Buenos Aires province, which is like my hometown is 4-hour drive from the capital.
Oh, okay.
So it's still quite a bit. It's in the flats, like probably you heard Pampa or Pampa. Yes. Yeah, so it's like in the Pampa region.
Yeah.
It's flat.
Okay. And so what kind of food did you grow up eating then? What was the...
a lot of pasta. My grandma used to make pasta, homemade pasta every Thursday for her and my grandpa. And that was the big plan of the week, going to eat pasta after school to her place. A lot of asado, which is our barbecue, which is cooked on coal or actually wood fire. Delicious, and we don't add a lot of sauces. Maybe you've heard of chimichurri. I think that's the most sauce that we would add. If that's how you say it. And so basically that, and then probably some Spanish influence as well. Some seafood. My dad fishes, so he likes to cook fish and seafood.
Sounds amazing.
And sweets, obviously, because my grandma, because of my baking.
Yeah, so what are Argentine... What she did Italian sweets, would she do? Or did she do a mixture?
Well, when I started my blog, I started looking into some history of desserts, and some of them come from Italian background. We use I would say, 80% maybe, it's called dulce de leche, which people here call dolce, but it's not Italian. It's called dulce, which means sweet. It's like a milk jam. I don't particularly translate it because it's not caramel. It looks like caramel, but the recipe in itself is different.
Yeah, right. I just always assumed it was caramel. It's got that caramel taste, but
it is, but it's basically milk and sugar, which gets boiled down or simmered very low temperature for super long hours, like 3-4 hours, stirring every now and then, and
so no butter,
no cream, nothing else. Sometimes people add bicarb soda, which is what gets that caramel color.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obviously, because it's such a big industry over there, you get like flavor dulce de leche, like mint, orange dulce de leche.
Really?
Yeah. And you have different types. You have like baking dulce de leche, which is like thicker. So it holds its shape and you can cut through it and it doesn't go runny. But then you have like it's called traditional version, which is like more liquidy and more towards the caramel. So we spread it on toast or ice cream. Oh my god, so many options.
My mother used to make a caramel sauce out of condensed milk, like tins of condensed milk, and that on ice cream. I just think that's my favourite combination: vanilla ice cream and hot caramel.
Oh my god, heaven! That's actually one way to do dulce de leche. When my first trip overseas was to the US. Back in the day, not that long ago, but quite a bit, some years. There was no like Facebook or anything. I was living with a family and I wanted to bake for them and cook for them some traditional dishes. And the way to do dulce de leche was by boiling these condensed milk teas.
Yeah.
And that was the closest I would get because I couldn't get it shipped or buy it in the supermarket.
Yeah.
I feel now it's a bit more spread around, like globalization and super interesting.
And then the birthday cakes, are they, because the birthday cakes here are all, icing.
Yeah.
What are the birthday cakes? What was your grandmother making for the birthday cake?
My grandma used to make her most traditional and requested one it's called granizada, which is like vanilla cake with chocolate chips. But it's more towards a mud cake because it's super moist and very dense. It's not like a fluffy sponge cake.
Yeah.
Obviously filled with dulce de leche.
Obviously.
I mean, like there's no birthday cake without dulce de leche for us. That's what I always say, and it is like the truth for us. But that was it, or chocolate cake, like chocolate mud cake. Those were her iconic ones, and then she also made a few that I believe is the Welsh, these recipes which are like with fruits or prunes.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, they are delicious. Yeah.
Very Great Britain-ish.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very interesting, right?
That's
like you have all these different
idea.
mixes and
Yeah. And did you bake with her?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
So you learned all those?
I learned. She was a big decorator as well with fondant cakes mainly. She didn't. I don't think she actually ever made or met the buttercream cakes because they came along, I think, in the industry later on, or at least they were not a big thing even in our hometown. But I did. I learned, and I was like, I remember going to her house and seeing the kitchen and seeing, okay, what cake are you doing now? What are your decorations? I would go to the back, so she had like a back kitchen where she saved all the decorations. And I remember learning by seeing and by being standing next to her and learning how to cover a cake with fondant, which I don't do now because I don't like it, and it's very hard. But I remember, and all my birthday cakes obviously were made by her.
Yeah. It's so lovely though, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I think it's interesting because patisserie or the pastry section of cooking, it's a lot harder. Well, not. I shouldn't say it's harder.
No,
but
it's
a lot more precise.
It's like a science. Sometimes I feel like it.
Can't just put in. This
it's
and
not
that,
like making a risotto and it's like, oh, okay, more onion, more mushrooms, like. No, it is, and I love that. It's quite precise, and I love the I'm a bit of a nerd, so I love like learning and saying, oh, why this didn't work, and I don't have. I didn't study to become so I don't call myself a chef, obviously.
No.
But I learned by trying and learning and reading and looking at other people that are already ahead in the journey and in their careers and say, okay, what do they suggest? And also talking with my mom a lot because she remembers things that my grandma used to make. So she's like, oh, grandma didn't do it that way. She did it this way.
Yeah. So when you came here, did you think that you might do some of that? No. No, not at all. I came here with a work and holiday visa, and my idea was just traveling, and Australia sounded so exotic, and my idea of Australia was Perth, like surfing, hot weather, surfers, blonde people, and that's it. And then I came to Melbourne, and I'm like, okay, totally different. But very cultural here.
Exactly, but I love that.
So and great food.
Great food. So I started actually discovering all these like Asian cuisines, Asian recipes that for me, Asian dishes were Chinese food and all these stir fries and sushi.
Yeah.
And then I started discovering all these different ingredients or ways to mix ingredients. But I never pictured myself doing that. My aim was to get something in the translation field, which is my background, and what I was doing before moving here.
Yeah. And so the blog you started, was that a bit of a connection to home, or what made you think about doing a blog?
I was always baking,
and
then it was one year that I was particularly feeling homesick, so I started going through my actually recipe book that I have I have like 3. One belong to the whole family, so I have recipes written by my dad, my grandma, my sister, my mom, my aunt, and I have one that I've been compiling myself, and I started baking all these recipes, and I always share them with friends via email or text message, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can start sharing them in a more widespread way, or with a little bit more reach. So I started baking, and then I discovered food photography as well, because I wanted to make the recipes justice, because I was like, okay, this is not working, the recipe is delicious, but the photos are like blue and the background was like not good. So I started learning food photography, and that's how the blog started to grow a bit, and people were liking the recipes because they were recipes that maybe they had already made because I already sent them to them.
Yes.
So that's how the blog got started.
And that was it always called En Casa?
Yes, En Casa, because it means at home in Spanish, and that made me feel like at home. The smells were the same smells of my mom's kitchen, and I don't want to start crying.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, and could you easily get the ingredients that you needed?
Yes, the hardest one was dulce de leche, which I had to either cook with condensed milk, and that took a bit of quite a long research and trial. I tried different brands here in Australia. But at the time for the blog, I was trying to manage. I was like, okay, I either do the condensed milk, and then in the blog I was giving different options, because the blog has because it's bilingual in Spanish and English, I have a bit of a following in Argentina, so they can easily access dulce de leche with whatever brand, budget, flavor they want.
Yeah, right.
But then I also have to cater for people here and in the US mainly, or Europe, so
yeah.
But then the rest is flour, butter, eggs, very traditional baking.
And then what was the step, or how do you go from your blog to then having a business?
So I was baking a lot.
Yeah.
And taking all the leftovers, or not really leftovers, taking everything that I had after taking the photos to the office or to my friends. Whatever event I had, barbecue, cafe, whatever, I was bringing. And then one birthday, a few friends, like 4 or 5 friends, sat me down and they're like, Paula, you need to start selling this. Like, try to reach more people. And because in a way it was everything connected through my teaching and the translation. I was like, oh, you can actually show this part of the culture to people here, which it was not easily found, like alfajores or dulce de leche cakes. There are a lot of people that do them, but I'm not sure if I couldn't find them online or what. So I'm like, oh, maybe there is a gap there. So I started doing a lot of research, how to build a website, how to keep learning food photography, how to do social media, all these videos, everything, and even like how to set up a business, like here in Australia.
And I guess too, because you've mentioned on your website that it's all safety approved and everything as well. So you can do all those things.
So I had to I'm very self-taught, and I'm very, okay, Google, what, how do I do it? And then I contact the council, and I said, okay, what do I need to be able to do these recipes and these cakes? And I'm not sure if very lucky or what, but they were lovely, and they were very helpful, and they walked with me, and they helped me. They came to my house, and they were like, well, you can do this. And at the beginning, I was a little bit all over the place. I wasn't very sure. I knew that I wanted to share my recipes and my product, but I wasn't sure what was my space and my role in the industry, let's say, here in Melbourne, because there are so many amazing bakers and amazing patisserie and bakeries. And with the years, slowly, I've been polishing like the branding and the colors and the message that I want to convey. And this aspect of sustainability, that also took me a long time, because all the packaging and the wrappers, the stickers, they are all either compostable. That's my first goal. And if I can't find anything compostable that also meets my the business and the stage where I'm at, I go biodegradable.
Yeah.
So also learning all that aspect. Yes.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Well, it's full time, but I guess you were still translating at the same time.
I still had a full-time job when I started. Last year I got the jump. I jumped to 4 days a week. So I'm doing 4 days working from home, and then 3 days working for in Casa, and nights as well. That's usually how I split my days. So in a way, all the lockdowns and everything, they were very hard, but that was my survival kit. That's how I survived, mentally and physically as well.
So do you make to order, or do you, how does that work?
Yeah, usually I have some stock for alfajores, the alfis in the Aussie slang. I usually try to have stock, except now in summer I'm not stocking chocolate alfajores because they melt very quickly. And then cakes are always made to order, except for markets, and that's why last year when things started to open up, I started doing weekends, markets on weekends, and that was a really good way to actually be able to talk to people and bring like single serve cakes and things that people could try instead of buying a whole cake.
Yeah, wow.
And that was really, really good.
So tell me about the alfajores.
Yeah, that's perfect pronunciation. Or alfis, you can call them alfis. They are like our Tim Tams. I explain it. It's like the Argentinian version of the Tim Tam or the wagon wheel. Or some people say, oh, they are like melting moments. Basically, they are two biscuits, very crumbly biscuits of any flavor, either chocolate, lemon, walnuts. Those are my signature flavors. And then an alfajor is always filled with dulce de leche, this thick caramel sauce. And some of them are covered in chocolate, others have like coconut or different decorations. And it's a massive industry in Argentina.
Right, so you buy them in a packet like Tim Tams in Argentina? Or?
You buy them in packets,
in
individual, in the supermarket. Right. There are so many businesses, and it's something that Argentina is known for having a lot of crises, like economic crisis, and when people are, okay, I need a job or I need a second job or a little bit of more income, one of the main ideas is alfajores because it works. It's something very rooted to our culture.
Right.
Yeah. So you can find them in so many shapes. And usually it's a round, but some people experiment with square alfajores or tinier, more like bonbons, like little, bites. Brownie alfajor. I don't know, like now everyone is starting to innovate, and yes, it's amazing.
Wow. And so apart from the alfies, what else do you do? What are your cakes, like your grandmother's cakes? Or?
Yes, most of them are my grandma's cakes that I try to give them a twist to fit them in the Aussie as well, like flavors or style. My cakes are all very rustic looking. I don't do like cute little decorations, like that takes so long and people either don't eat them or I mean, in my case, I'm like, no, I'd rather focus on top quality ingredients, nice looking cakes, but rustic.
Yeah.
Some of them are my grandma's recipes, others are recipes that I've been just developing throughout the years.
Wow.
Or then I don't know, I get inspiration just in life, and I'm like, oh my god, this combination of flavors that I saw on a slice or a macaron, and I'm going to try to take it into the cake.
Yeah. And so now in this kind of nebulous area of COVID, but no lockdown. Where are you going to markets now?
Well, I'm going to start going to markets in March. I have one at the end of February. Hopefully it won't be that hot because that's why I stop after Christmas. I take a break, and usually in January it's a bit slow. I'm taking orders, but I don't do markets. And then I'll start doing them in February, March. Yeah.
Which markets do you go to?
I'm a little bit all over the place, just so people from different suburbs can find me. I do Fitzroy meals a lot. I've done Heidi, that's a really nice market. I've done some of the craft markets in Mornington Peninsula, Emu Plains. In February, I'll be in one that I've never been, that I'm very excited. It's in Elsternwick or Elwood, I think. It's called Born Local.
Okay.
Which looks very nice, and it has like music stages, and it looks very cool.
Yeah, that's good. It'd be lovely for people just to meet you and talk to you because you're you're so vivacious and passionate about what you do, and it really gives it a narrative already to the product. So yeah, it's great.
Yes, it's always super nice to meet people that come to the markets and they say, "Oh my God, I saw that you were going to be here," and that really fills my soul, and it's like I'm very grateful for that, and the way I bring them happiness through my cakes and my bakes, they give me happiness with this. Like they are supporting my small business and coming all the way to that specific market. I have some people that have been following me along, and that makes my day. Like not my day, my month, my year. I can't believe.
Yeah, I love that, and I think food does bring happiness, but I think when you're making it with such happiness and it's connecting you to your home and you're bringing that through, and then other people are loving your product, I think
that's great.
Very symbiotic and connected, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
And do you have your product in cafes or?
I'm slowly. I have one cafe and then another like a gourmet store. Wholesaling is not really in my plans a lot because I want to give the time, and it's only one person making them at home. So yeah, exactly. So I don't plan at this stage like in the short term. But yeah, I've been contacted by a few, and if our businesses align and the idea and everything, I'm happy to do it. I love it. Yeah.
And have you got Argentinians who are customers as well?
Yes, I actually do. Slowly I'm meeting. I haven't met so many Argentinians like in the last few years because of Casa. They slowly are finding me either via markets or either word of mouth, which is the best for me. They kind of advertising, if you could say, because if someone recommends my products, and especially I think Argentinians with my products, they have the highest bar. If an Argentinian likes my alfajores, that means the world. Because it's like, well, they know the stuff, and they can compare it. And so, yes, slowly I'm growing my Argentinian clientele, let's say.
So if people want to buy, to someone at home, without going to a market or whatever, can they just contact you online and buy a bag, or is it?
Yeah, exactly. So I manage everything via my online shop. So they can go in there, browse the different flavors. I have the most popular one is a mixed alfajores box. There are boxes of 6 and 12 units, which is how it's done in Argentina. So I don't know why, but I have like 6 and 12. And they can order there. And I offer Australia Express shipping Australia-wide, except now in the warm months. But then I also do local delivery or pickup. So that's the way. And then usually if they have any questions or concerns, they can contact me via Instagram or email. I usually prefer email because it's like I can keep track of the conversation, and it's a little bit, not necessarily formal, but I don't miss on anything.
So it's really easy to miss things on Instagram.
No, exactly. So the messages, and sometimes the app messes up the order of conversations. So, but yeah, they can find me easily there.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Paula. It's been lovely to hear about it.
Thank you so much for the chat.
And now I'm going to order some.
Oh, of course.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with the Chef with Paula Delapenna from Casa Cooking Space. If you want to experience the greatness for yourself, which of course you do, you can follow at Casa, that's at ENCASA_cooking on Instagram, and see all her beautiful creations. And you can order her treats and check out her recipes on her website, www.incasacookingspace.com. As for me, I'm also on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef, and if you want to read the chat, you can head to www.conversationwithachef.com. I would absolutely love it if you told a friend about my chats and told them to listen. And of course, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts or click follow on Spotify so I know you're there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and see you next time.